Hi there, Capricorns. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl, and we're looking at April 3 through April 9. Every cloud has a silver lining, and even though the forecast for this week is mainly cloudy with a chance of hail, rain, and thunderstorms, there are a few rays of sunshine. The first sunbeam is late on Wednesday, April 5, when Mars makes a productive Earth trine to Pluto. If you don't take advantage of this trine this week, you get a second shot at the prize in October. There's also big news early the next day, April 6, when Saturn, your ruler, goes out of phase or retrograde. Now, this doesn't happen very often. Saturn's pretty stable. She rules you. So this is going to take some getting used to, and she's out of phase through August. The good news about the Saturn retrograde is that success will be yours if you buckle down and tackle any unfinished business. The next 5 months of the Saturn retrograde period are simply not good times to try to change the status quo, especially in Saturn-ruled areas like your career or in dealings with authority figures. There's another day and ray of sunshine expected Friday, April 7, when Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, sits down with the sun. Now, of course, Jupiter is in Libra and the sun is in Aries, so that is very much a fire-air meeting. This restless face-off occurs once a year and brings a general feeling of optimism. Depending on how Jupiter is configured in your natal chart, which means that do you have your chart in front of you and do you know where your Jupiter is? And if not, you can order a natal chart on my website, www.astrogirl.com.au. The shadow side, as I said, of Sun Jupiter does exaggerate your promises, and you could find yourself overextending yourself. A dark cloud is on the horizon when Venus makes the second of 4 squares with Saturn. Although Venus is still in Pisces and still retrograde, this is definitely a time where with Venus retrograde, things are a little bit different. And unfortunately, Venus retrograde in a square with Saturn retrograde is a double negative for love and self-esteem, and also not a good sign for the financial scene. More storms are on the way later on Saturday when the Aries sun clashes with Pluto. That's when your desires can clash with bigger circumstances and you can get mixed up in an intense power struggle. Later on in the week, over on, say, Sunday, Mercury, the planet of communication and clear thinking, is going out of phase or retrograde. So by the end of the week, we're going to have 4 planets out of phase. Venus and Mercury, the 2 day-to-day really important planets, as well as Jupiter and Saturn. More on that next week. Thanks so much for tuning in, Capricorn.